Next, what's next? Oh, why this course? Okay, so okay, okay, let's go to learning activities and yeah, learning activities. Click why this course. So I'm going to share with you at least 4 reasons. So there are many reasons actually why a teacher, an educator, or pre-service teacher, or even in-service teacher should, in-service educator, no matter from if you teach kindergarten up into universities, why should a teacher and educator take a course pertaining to technology, pertaining to technology. So here I'm going to present at least 4 reasons. There are more reasons, but these are 4 reasons that I can think of. Okay, number one of the reasons is this, because the ever-changing human generation. We belong to different generation. I obviously don't belong. No, I'm an older person. I belong to another generation. You belong to another generation. So if you look at this infographic, here there are at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 generation, but there's actually more. Under Gen 2020, there's Gen X, Gen Y, Gen Z, right? So if you look at the first categorized generation, there are probably more generations than this. They are called the traditionalists, born between 1900 to 1945. If they are born 1945, they are about 76 years old at the moment. Do you have a grandparent, or are your parents 76? Anybody? How old are your grandparents? Do you have a 76-year-old parent, or a 76 or more than 76-year-old grandpa, grandma, granddad, granduncle?
Yes, my grandma is currently 83.
All right. So if you look at the description as stated by this infographic, they went through the Great Depression. I mean, they went through hardship. Then they witnessed World War II. Even in Malaysia, they witnessed World War II with the Japanese occupation. And you look at another description is that they're very disciplined. Why are they disciplined? Because they are taught to be disciplined. When they go to school, they were taught not to ask questions, but to follow whatever the teacher ask them to do. So they were in that way, they were disciplined, and they're not noisy, they don't talk back, so on and so forth. And when they work, they stay loyal to one company. If they work for the government, they stay loyal to the government until they retire. And then when they get older, they move to the burbs, to the suburbs. Some will move to Ipoh, some will move back to Kampong, and so on. All vaccinated, no anti-vaxxers. No one is against vaccine. So the traditionalists, because they were taught the education is very much teacher-centered, no technology, very disciplined, so the way they learn is different. Okay, the way they learn is different. The way they were taught is slightly different from baby boomers, born 1946, 1964. During this time, they witnessed. Well, I belong to this group, baby boomers. So I'm a cranky old man. So this is when I witnessed Vietnam War. It appears on magazine every week. I did see the first man, live telecast of the first man who landed on the moon. Why is this generation called baby boomers? Because their parents were our parents were hippies, and they took drugs and they made a lot of babies. That's why they call baby boomers. So our first technology, our first device was a personal computer. Yeah. Then after that, Gen X from 1965 to 1996, they witnessed the fall of the Berlin Wall, and during this period, Gulf War happened. Iran attacked Iraq, Iraq attacked Iran, Iraq conquered Kuwait, American came and attacked everybody, and so on and so forth. So free agent, then internet, and then 1965 it's not far from 1964, of course. So this is when internet came about. But I remember in MTV, my first exposure to MTV was in 1981. Okay, and also in 1981, AIDS came about. Okay, it's like back then, but it's not as bad as COVID. So AIDS, people are able to live with it. COVID, it's the same thing. Soon we will be living with COVID. And then mobile phone. So mobile phone was also, I don't know, mobile phone was introduced? No, not yet. Mobile phone, I remember, was introduced in 1987. So nevertheless, my point is, the way each generation is like learned and taught, and how they were taught was slightly different, and the technology that we were exposed to was slightly different. So only between 1965 to 1960, no, actually mobile phone was first introduced in 80 something. So the millennials, I think some of you can be considered those born between 1977 and 1997. You are considered to be millennial, and this is when probably we are exposed to Google and Facebook. And then there's Gen 2020. Under Gen 2020, there's Gen X, Gen Y, and Gen Z. So my point is, different generations are exposed to different technology. Like Gen 2010, those born around this time after 1997, they are born with internet already, with mobile devices, with computer. Not your grandparents, not me, not my friends and some of my cousins, and also some of my friends. We were not born with internet. So the way we learn is different. Okay, we are not affected much by technology, but Gen 2020, after this, they are very much affected by technology. Hence, as teachers, we should not be teaching our students based on our past. Okay, we should not be teaching our students based on our past. We must teach our students based on their future. So we need to keep up with technology. You are all probably up to date with technology. I'm pretty sure a lot more informed than I am. All right. So I think you, what year are you all born again? 1999.
Yes,
Yes,
1999.
97 to 99.
Yeah, then you are Gen Z. So this is Gen Z. When you were born, 1997, we already had internet was already available, but I'm not so sure in Malaysia. All right, but in 1995, what is this? Okay, those born in 1995 onwards. In 2004, there's a World Warcraft. I think it's a game. 2005, there was Facebook came about. So everybody got into Facebook. So you are born already with social media. You all had Friendster?
No.
Yeah. Yes,
You had all? You had anybody of you had MySpace?
I had.
Okay, MySpace and so on and so forth. So you see, the later generation, they are exposed to all this technology. So why don't we? And they are very interested. And they are caught up with all this. So why don't we teach them based on the young interest and the technology that they are very used to? We cannot skip this. Google came about in 2016, 2007. YouTube, I think YouTube was slightly earlier. Then Tumblr used to be something, now it is something else. 2010, tablet came into existence. I think iPad and a lot of tablet. And then LinkedIn, I don't know how to say it, LinkedIn came about in 2015. Have you heard of Whisper?
Yes.
Okay. Don't explore Whisper because it's a site for confession. A lot of confession you young people not supposed to hear. Right. So this is, let's look at your generation. You people sociable? 7.6 hours per day socializing with friends and family. Is that true? Probably not during this MCO. You are all of you are digital natives, right? You were born in 1997 and 99 or something. Internet was already there. Handphones were already in existence. This generation spend 15.4 hours per week on their smartphone. Is that true? Probably. Do you wake up?
Isn't that daily? 14 hours is daily.
Yeah, a day. Per week.
I retweet that.
Not daily. Do you wake up looking at your phone first thing in the morning?
Yes. To turn off my clock.
Do you, right before you go to sleep, do you look at your phone?
Yes.
Yeah, gotta spend that TikTok.
Okay, interactive. Gen Z like to interact with people. Are you only 34? Never mind. I don't know. Multitaskers. Are you people multitaskers? You can perform two tasks at the same time?
No.
Or do you launch 5 screens at once?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you people entrepreneurial?
Nah.
A lot of young people are, having a lot of online businesses. So I believe Gen Z are more entrepreneurial. Tech savvy, probably you are. Less focused. Your attention span is 8 seconds.
Yes.
Yeah, probably, yeah. So that's the reason. Yeah? Somebody need to mute yourself. Somebody need to mute yourself. Okay, let's focus because attention span is 8 seconds. So this is important. What is the implication then in terms of teaching? You cannot spend too much time lecturing. Yeah? You got to alternate with activities. What sort of activities? Activities that can be done online through their handphones and so forth, if you have the opportunity. Yeah? But at the moment, not so. Philanthropists, meaning you like to help people. Do people like to help people?
Yeah. Depends on
Yes.
the task.
Okay. Cautious. This one is quite questionable. 57% would rather save their money than spend. Is that true?
Not really.
Not really, right? I don't think so. Okay. So what is the current generation called?
I think it's Gen Z to millennial.
No, the current generation.
As in the children, the Generation Alpha.
It's called Generation Alpha.
Yes, Alpha.
Okay, when are they born? Generation Alpha. So let's take a look at this one. Generation Alpha. Generation Alpha. They are 11 years old at the moment. Okay. Gen Alpha. Okay, they are 11 years old. They are born 2010 onwards. So let's take a look at the description. So where's Gen Alpha? Okay, here's Gen Alpha. Born 2010 to 2024. Probably you have nieces, or probably you have siblings who's born between 2010 and 2021. So after 2020, those born after in 2025 will be called Gen something else, Gen Beta maybe. Okay, they probably know about Brexit and Trump. Okay, let's go back here. Autonomous vehicles, Tesla and so on. And then fidget spinner is a popular device. Smart speakers, Alexia and others. They are considered to be inspiring. Co-creator. Okay, co-creator here means when you teach Gen Alpha, don't create knowledge together. All right, simply means you don't start by giving them facts, but ask them, because of the internet, ask them to look for facts. For example, if you want to teach how to write a thesis statement, okay, to your students, Gen Alpha lah, of course, ask them to look for websites, to look for infographic on thesis statement first, okay, and then share with the class, and then you facilitate their understanding. Yeah? So you and your students, Gen Alpha, should be creating the knowledge together. All right, don't push knowledge down your throat, but let them also discover. Because when they Google for information, let's say thesis statement, they will choose the one that they can understand the best. Okay? So that is what we call heutagogy, heutagogy, self-determined learning. So co-create knowledge with Gen Alpha. Okay, everything is virtual, now especially nowadays they have to go to school virtually. And then there's chatbots and so on, in situ, real time. Everything is in real time, meaning at the same time. Okay, I'm supposed to give you. I shouldn't have logged out. Okay. Let's do another pool. Okay. Okay, now describe in one word Gen Alpha. Same link polef.com, Ismail. Can look back, you probably have cousins, you probably have your own siblings, or you probably have children. and probably you have nieces and nephews. Anybody who's 11 and below. Okay. TikTok generation. I thought TikTok, everybody, not even, I mean, even the older people into TikTok. Advanced, annoying. Annoying. What else? iPad. Yeah, more than iPad probably. Exposed. Spoiled. Annoying. Technology. Kids. TikTok. Confident. Yeah. Kids. Spoiled. Annoying. Exposed. Screen. Yeah. Too much time spent on the screen. Gadgets. Advanced. Spoiled. Confident. Technology. Tech savvy. Sense. DD. Exposed to a lot of things. Influencer, oh yeah, that's something I don't really understand. No? Why people call themselves influencer, or why do people label other people as influencer? Oversensitive, inspiring, okay, good, everywhere. Fragile, gamer, gamer, non Gen Alpha, Gen Z also, even baby boomer also. Yeah, gamers and so on. All right. So this is what, okay, again, you can use all this real-time audience participation, like poll everywhere, to get every student to participate, because using this, tools like this, you allow for you allow for everybody to participate in a face-to-face classroom. And when you ask question verbally, and one verbal responses, you may not get a lot. But if you use tools like this, equal our opportunity for everybody to say something, and they can think before they write. All right, so that's Gen Alpha. Do you know what this called? This arrangement of words. You know what this is called?
Is it called a word cloud?
Yes, correct. It's called word cloud. Okay, good. Right. Okay. So in relation to word cloud, there are many word cloud tools available online. And what can you do with word cloud? Let's say in a language classroom. So these are the things. How word cloud can assist in language learning. I just select sikit benda ni. You can teach, you can ask students to produce, or you yourself produce a word cloud of on vocabulary, synonyms and antonyms. So you ask them to look for a word, produce a word cloud, and then once they produce the word cloud, they can put it in Padlet, or they can print it and put it on, paste it on the wall. And then an active learning strategy would be a gallery walk. You can teach also about parts of speech. For example, ask them to put the word adjectives and words which are adjective. So they can then again, they can produce it, you can produce it, because using word cloud is also a mnemonic device, a way to remember things. In reading, how can you use word cloud? You can ask them to put the main idea in the middle, and what are the supporting details to support. Okay, even for writing, you can ask students to create a word cloud to represent an outline of their essay. Listening for comprehension and literature characters. So, for example, if you click on word art, this one is easy to create. Create now. I'm going to create, let's say, okay, this is a word cloud. Let's say I put Malaysia, and I put Selangor. In Malaysia 3 times. Malaysia. Melaka, Johor, Kelantan, Sabah, Sarawak. And I visualize it in a few seconds. I created a word cloud. No? Then I can choose whichever shape do I want it to be, in the form of a geometric form. Yeah. Then I just click visualize. Then I create a word cloud. Okay. If you can see, Malaysia is in the middle. Yeah. Okay. Visualizing it. And yeah. Tapi hudur nak mampus. Alright. Let's say I want to choose. I can change and so on. So this is just an activity to enhance their understanding, learning, and so on by using word cloud. Okay, there are many tools, free tools for word cloud. Okay, let's go on to the second reason why you should be taking this course. There's a framework called TPAC. TPAC. What is TPAC? TPAC stands for Technological, Pedagogical, Content Knowledge. To remember TPAC, try to recall Tupac Shakur. Okay, TPAC, Technological, Pedagogical, Content Knowledge, developed by Punya Mishra and Matthew Kohler in 2026. Originally, there was PAC, Pedagogical Content Knowledge, but Punya, Mishra and Kohler in 2006 added T, which is to represent technological. What does it mean? As an educator, no matter whether you're teaching preschool kids, up to university, adults, and so on, a teacher must have all this knowledge. At least these 3 categories of knowledge. First, you must have content knowledge. Okay, you, an ESL to be teacher, you have knowledge of grammar. You know what is tenses. You know what is past participle. You know subject-verb agreement. For writing, you know topic sentence, you know what is what's an argumentative essay. For reading, you know what is main idea. For critical reading, you know tone, mood, and purpose. You know distinguishing between fact and opinion. For listening comprehension, you have also main idea, so on and so forth. So you have content knowledge. A math teacher would have knowledge in algebra, trigonometry, calculus, so on and so forth. Science, a biology teacher would know content in cells, so on and so forth. And as a teacher, you have taken a few methodology courses, right? You have taken methodology in teaching literature, reading, writing, grammar, blah, 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 so on and so forth. And you have also taken EDU 555, which is curriculum and instruction. So you know the different kinds of instructional strategies. Okay, so now, hopefully in this course, it will somehow initiate you to gain knowledge in what technology out there is available for you to teach. For example, let me give you an example. If you go down, so content knowledge, you know how to teach. You have the knowledge of what is a topic sentence. You know what's a topic sentence, right? And then how can you teach topic sentence? Several ways. So what pedagogical knowledge you have pertaining to topic sentence? You can teach topic sentence by presenting, using PowerPoint, for example. PowerPoint. So that's your technological knowledge. You can teach topic sentence by an instructional strategy called demonstration. Demonstrate to the students how to come out with topic sentence. That can be used using Powtoon, even PowerPoint, or even a video. You can record a video. Turn Powtoon into a video, or even turn your PowerPoint into a video. You can also teach students to be good in coming up with a topic sentence by giving them drills and practice. How can you give them drills and practice? You can ask them to write in blogs. Have a class blog. Each student may have a blog, and connect all the blocks together so they can see each other's work. Or you can also employ collaborative learning, ask them to together come up with topic sentences through Google Docs. Again, so again, these are just example, not limited. There are many ways of teaching topic sentences you should know, and there are many technology that you can use to employ all these instructional strategies. So that's what TPAC is all about. Don't worry that you think you don't have content knowledge. Not a problem, because all of this content knowledge, pedagogical knowledge, and technological knowledge will be all of this will be ongoing processes. You will continue to learn. You will continue to learn new content, especially when you teach. When you go for your practicum, you will learn more content. You will gain more content. Even I am still learning new content until I retire. Until you retire, you will be gaining more content knowledge. You will be gaining more pedagogical knowledge. But more technology, because technology changes so fast, so you'll be gaining more technological knowledge. So don't worry if you think you don't have enough of this. Not to worry. You will continue gaining all this until you retire. It will be a problem if you think that you know everything. Okay, and that will be a problem. So that is what TPAC all about. TPAC is that you have a content, you know how to teach it, and you know which technology to use it, which technology to use to teach it. So this is you can read more this infographic on TPAC, and at the bottom there I have also included the article itself by Punya Mishra and Matthew Kohler on what is TPAC. So TPAC is applicable not only for ESL, for all teachers. So that's one reason. Another reason is because of Industrial Revolution. We have gone through 4 Industrial Revolution, not all 4 lah, because the first one happened in the 1700. That's when we use steam. And then the second Industrial Revolution, we have assembly line because of electricity. Then in the third Industrial Revolution, computation, automation. This is when we start using robots. And now we are in IR 4.0. IR 4.0 is we start using Wi-Fi, Internet of Things, cyber physical system. Simply means robots, machines are all controlled because we have internet connection, and from our device we can control all this machine. So that is IR 4.0. And these are the technology pertaining to IR 4.0, 3D printing, Internet of Things. IoT is Internet of Things. Have you heard of the term Internet of Things?
No.
Okay. I think the last week I'll somehow talk a little bit about what is IoT, and then 3D printing. Last time we only had to do 2D printing, now 3D printing. Cyber security, autonomous robots, just like Sophia, simulation, augmented reality, virtual reality, mixed reality, system integration, big data, cloud computing, IoT. That's Industry 4.0. And based on Industry 4.0, we have Education 4.0. If you look at this infographic, there's Education 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0. So when you have the free time and if you want to, you can go through this infographic. And now we are in Education 5.0 because we are on our way to Industry 5.0. Again, this is what it is, another infographic. 1700s mechanization, because things are powered by steam. You boil water, steam produces, and one engine to 2.0 mass production, assembly line, and then 3.0 computers, automation, robots. Robots are being employed because robots are more precise. Robots do not go on MC. Robots do not go on holidays. Robots do not get pregnant. And then 4.0 internet connectivity. Everything is connected by the internet. Even a city can be connected by the internet. Then 5.0, I'll probably talk about it later, not today. Fourth week, what is 5.0? It has something to do with humans and machine working together. Okay, so that's the fourth reason is this. The fourth reason is in case of a pandemic or other phenomenon. So as of March 2020, we all went into seclusion. We all had to stay home. Schools were closed, universities were closed. So all teachers, including yourself, you had to learn through online. We had to teach online. And that's when people realize how important is technology. Imagine if COVID-19 happened in, COVID-19 is COVID-84, happened in 1984. No internet, no computers, no handphones, no nothing. The only way that we can learn through distance learning is through mail. Okay, post laju, post. Like maktab adabi gaya post. Alright, so imagine if COVID happens in 1984, learning will stop. Not completely, but learning will be affected. Banking will be affected, no Food Panda, no Grab, and no lot of other things. So I think God has planned that COVID-19 happens in 2019. And that's when we are ready. God would not make you suffer unless you're able to handle it. All right, so learning never stops. So that's why maybe there are other phenomena that may happen, I don't know, and we need newer technology. For example, if another pandemic as bad as COVID-19 happens, and now there's internet of touch. Okay, internet of touch or tactile internet simply means you can touch other people, physically hug them through what we call internet of touch or tactile internet. It's because of 5G, it's happening now. Okay. All right. Any question? So let's take a break, about 5 minutes. And then I'll continue with our first lecture. Is that okay?
Okay.
Sure, Doctor.
Okay, doctor.
All right, so let's read 322. Let's start back. So before we go into the introduction to call, the introduction, there's 3 slides. Why are there 3 slides? Because if it's 1 slide, it'd be too long and too many, it can turn people off. So I've divided a longer slide into 3 slides. So you will go through this very quickly because it's nothing heavy. But before we go into serious business, let's be a little bit unserious. Why don't we play a quiz, a trivial quiz on Kahoot? So why don't you go to Kahoot it and enter this code. Nothing to do with call, and just a short break away from things which are slightly serious to something not very serious. Okay, well, once we reach 60, I'll start the game. Okay, I'm gonna start. Just general knowledge, very trivial. Okay, which city is the royal capital of Sri Lanka? Its royal capital is Klang because Shah Alam is the administrative capital. The major palace is in Klang. Ini kampung jauh. Bila Patricia. Second question. Who is this gentleman? Wait for the picture. All right, Rashid Hussain. You know who's Rashid Hussain?
No.
No.
Not sure.
RHB Bank, Rashid Hussain Bank is the owner.
Oh,
Okay. Okay. Who invented the television? Alright, it's John Logie or Logie Bate or something. The rest are no. A lot of you choose Roger Phillips. That's the name I created. Alright, it's actually Iman. Okay. Who is the first man in space? Okay, Yuri Gagarin. Sheikh Muzaffar was the first Malaysian who flew in a spaceship. Who is this gentleman? Another gentleman. Okay, he just Kasturi, nobody. He's a Malaysian, a Malaysian. And who is he? Who is Hijaz Kasturi? Next question will tell you who he is. Which one of these buildings was designed by Hijaz Kasturi? Okay, Tabung Haji, he designed Tabung Haji, he designed the Maybank HQ and so on and so forth. So he's a UiTM graduate. So remember that, Hijaz Kasturi, Malaysian architect. What is Brexit? Yes, UK's withdrawal from the European Union simply means before that anybody from UK can work in Italy, Germany, and so on without having to, so it's a competition for all the European unions. But with UK withdrawal, nobody from other countries can work, or trade will be a bit of a problem. All right, question number 8. Who won the 800 and 100 meter track? Female in Rio 2016. Okay, Elaine Thompson, she also won Tokyo 2020, the 100 meter female. 2 years in 2 Olympics in a row. Who is the dean of the faculty of Alright, Associate Professor Dr. Sharifah Ruzan, and those who chose other people, I think you should isi borang menarik diri. Okay, quiz. How many campuses are there in UiTM? Yes, there's 35 campuses. Satellite campuses. Every state almost has at least two campuses, except for Perlis. All right, so let's see who's number 3, 5340 Nadira, 6 out of 10. 7 out of 10, Ayman, and 7 out of 10. Fastest actually. Oh, I thought Annabelle. Okay, so let's go into serious business. We'll start off with what is call. So I have this. It's all in open learning, so you can also go through open learning. But let's introduce to you what is call. Call for 641, it's call. For 642, it's language learning technology. So in this particular presentation, I'll cover definitions of a couple of definitions of call, or 3 definitions of call, and we look at applications and materials related to call. So what is call? Okay, according to before 1983, there are many terms, many acronyms which were used to refer to the use of computer in teaching languages. Then in 1983, there's a convention, a TESOL convention. You know what is TESOL? You know what's TESOL, right? You know what's TEFL? And do you know what is TESOL?
Second other language, coach.
Speaking and other.
Yeah, almost there. Yeah, other language is correct. S is actually speakers of other languages. So TESOL is the same. TESOL and TEFL is almost the same. Teaching English to speakers of other languages. I think USM offers a B.Ed in TESOL. So every year there's a TESOL convention, where a lot of all ESL practitioners convene. I think all the time it was held in the United States. But then I think the last few years or probably this year was held online. And they have what we call a journal which is called TESOL Quarterly. TESOL Quarterly. To get into TESOL Quarterly, to get your article published in TESOL Quarterly, that's if you get an article published, that's an honor actually. But nevertheless, going back to this TESOL convention, which is held every year, where lots and lots of ESL practitioners come and listen, share ideas and so on. So in 1983, they decided to use just one term to refer to the use of computers in language learning, and that term is called computer-assisted language learning. So computer-assisted call is not limited to English only. Even if you teach Arabic, it is still called call. It is still called call. Okay. If you teach Chinese also, whenever you use computer to teach Mandarin, it is still considered as call. So that's a term agreed upon by participants in 1983. Okay, let's take a look at the definition. Chappelle. I don't know. It's a she. Margaret Chappelle, Patricia Chappelle, or some Chappelle. In 2001, referred to call as the area of technology and second language teaching and learning. So Chappelle had her vision was ahead because she used the term technology and not computer. But nevertheless, call refers to when we use technology in second language teaching and second language learning. So not necessarily limited to ESL, can even be Swahili. Levi or Levy, 1997, the year where some of you were born, said that call encompasses the search for and the study of applications of the computer in language teaching and learning. But because 1997, we only had computers and probably CDs to play, to run multimedia programs, so on and so forth. And internet there, but it's only internet back then available, but it was only, it's web 1.0, meaning it's only read-only internet. Not right now, we can interact. So this is his definition. I think Robert Levy or Levi, whatever. The search for and the study of applications of the language. And then in BT in 2003, any process, she or he stated that any process in which a learner uses a computer, and now it's technology, other technologies, as a result improve his or her language. So her focus is on, whenever her focus is basically the computer assisting, is able to assist the user to acquire a second language. All right. If the learner does not acquire a second language, you cannot categorize that particular material as call, according to a friend of mine. Okay. According to a friend of mine, Prof. Dr. Sufyan said, if it does not assist, if a material does not assist a student to learn, to acquire a language, to him, it's not call. So I think he subscribed to Betty's definition. So is the term call still relevant? Why do I ask this question? Because there are many technologies. Technologies are just not we are not dependent too much on the computer, because we now have tablet, we have smartwatch, iPhone, Apple iWatch, and so on and so forth for internet. So is the term call still relevant? I would say yes. Okay, because the computer, laptop, desktop is still a huge part of technology. Where do you like to do your banking? And do you do a lot of online banking? Where do you do a lot of your food panda ordering? On your phone or on your computer?
Phone.
Phone.
Or you don't order from food panda? Okay, phone. Okay, I do a lot on online banking, online shopping, online ordering. Still computer because the phone is too small for me. My fingers are fat, so I might key in the wrong password and so forth. So but still, a computer, laptop is still a huge part of technology. So it is still relevant. Because some lecturers say it's not relevant, but I beg to differ. It is still relevant. Nevertheless, we need to use the term technology. Technology is a better term. That's why in the new curriculum in Tsl641, the title has changed, because now it encompasses not only computers, laptops, but there's also smartphones, there's also tablets, there's also wearables, like smartwatches. There's also interactive whiteboard, there's also virtual reality goggle, there's also drones, there's also what we call that, GoPro, Google glasses, so on and so forth. Nevertheless, a lot of activities that we do when we do online teaching and learning, majority of us still use the computer, at least a laptop. So that's why I say it is still relevant. Nevertheless, it is better to use the term technology. So what are the major components of technology in LT, or major components of call? Interchangeably, it's the same. Okay, there are at least four. First is, let's go up here, materials design. When we design, when we develop digital material, then it becomes part of using technology in LT. Digital material, when I say digital material, not only websites, it can be mobile apps that you can download. It can be augmented reality. Okay, later in one of the modules, I will show you how to create a very simple augmented reality for teaching and learning. It can also be, if you can create a virtual reality, let's say a virtual ESL class, virtual reality, so that is also considered to be materials. So now materials are not there. Even if you use Microsoft Word to create electronic worksheet, that is also part of using technology in ELT. All right, so it encompasses any design, any development of digital teaching and learning materials. Of course, technology is part of is a major component of core, because now there are many technologies. Like I said, soon there'll be technology of touch, Internet of Touch, technology. We already have artificial intelligence, Sophia. Have you heard of Sophia? The robot?
Yes, yes.
Not Sofia Vergara from Colombia. This is Sophia, not that one. And also there's augmented reality, virtual reality, mixed reality, and soon there'll be more other realities. Things are becoming real or unreal. Call is also about pedagogical theories, learning, because when we choose, even when we teach online, when we design materials, we need to we go back to the learning theories, the basic theories that you have learned in EDU 550, educational psychology, behaviorism, cognitivism, constructivism, humanism, they say, and now there's connectivism. So we'll go through that learning theories. We will review back. We won't learn again because we have learned this. So, and also all the different instructional strategies in your PEL class. You have, you know about TPR, you know about audio-lingual method, communicative language teaching, and how can we use technology. So pedagogical theories. It's also about modes of instruction. Technology can be incorporated when you have a face-to-face class. Of course, when you have a blended learning, if you are in a blended learning mode. Now there's flipped classroom, whatever classroom, and so on. So that's a component of call. So let's look at the types of digital materials for teaching languages, and for example, in English. So it can be divided into two. One is custom-made. The another category is adapted. Custom-made is specifically made for learning language. Adapted is existing material not meant for language learning, but you can adapt and use it for teaching languages. Let me show you an example. These are custom-made. These are all the apps, iPad apps for ESL learners. There's rainbow sentences. Rainbow sentences sangat meriah untuk orang yang meriah agaknya. Dan Cambridge Clear Speech from the start. Preposition Builder. Atas ni apa benda tak tahu. Then Cambridge Phrasal Stein. And then remember CD-ROMs. Remember when you were in school, there were CD-ROMs at the end of on the last page of our textbook.
Yes.
Yes, so now used to be a lot of people learn from CD-ROMs, but now kedai SPD pun dah tutup. Nobody learn. And also material, custom made. There are a lot of websites for learning English language, English as a second language. I believe it's in the thousand. If you Google, a lot of one of the most popular one back then, long time ago, is this website, the Dave's ESL Cafe. Have you heard of Dave's ESL Cafe before?
No.
But this was one of the first websites created back in 1990s. Very popular because Dave posted lessons, shared lesson plan, linked his site to other sites, and he also posted jobs, ESL teaching job all over the world. Okay, Allah timbul pula. Okay, here are examples of materials that you can use for teaching languages, digital materials, but they are not meant for teaching material. YouTube, there's pictures, there's conversation, there's short sketches, there's dramas probably, which are not meant for language learning, but you can use it for language learning. And also websites, there are websites, for example, this is Burger King website, not meant for language learning, but it is in English. Nevertheless, you can use this authentic material to teach writing, reading, listening, speaking, so on and so forth. So this is why we call it as adapted. Okay, email tak ada. Okay, and it's not material. Okay. Ignore all this. The others ignore. Okay, more adapted materials, augmented reality, virtual reality, Sophia, the robot. Here are other acronyms for call. We had call. But before that, we had CEL, TEL, TOL, CALI, CBLT, ICT, and so forth. So that's the end of part 1. Let's go on to the second part, which is call software. Call software and applications. Call software and application. Just now was material, but now we focus on the software and the applications for teaching ESL. So basically, we can divide call software and call applications almost the same like when we divide digital material. Like for software and application, there are two types. First is generic software, generic application, meaning not meant for language learning. The second type is, of course, meant for language learning, specifically created, developed for language learning and teaching, not necessarily English only. Here are examples. Just one example for each. A specific type for language learning is hot potatoes. Have you heard of hot potatoes? And have you used hot potatoes?
No.
No.
Yes.
This is according to my scheme of work. This is what we're supposed to do when we do hands-on today. But I don't think we have time. What time is it now? We don't. But later, never mind. I'll show you one of these days how to use hot potatoes. It's an old software. Some people think that in my call class I only teach them how to use hot potatoes. That's not true. That's all a lie, a fitna. Then we have the generic tools. Here are tools which are not meant for language learning, like Instagram. Can you use Instagram to teach English? Can?
Yes.
Can you use TikTok to teach English? Of course you can. So this is why we call it as generic. Any tools available, not meant for learning language, but we can use it. And hot potatoes is an example of a software meant for language learning. Not necessarily English, can be used for other languages and also other subjects. Later I'll demonstrate. So let's go into generic application. It's multi-purpose programs for many other purposes, not specifically not meant originally for language learning and teaching, but teachers are creative, teachers are innovative. So they look for all new software, new applications, new social media sites, new Web 2.0 tools, and try to turn it into and try to use it to teach language. So that's what we as teachers should do, especially if you want to call yourself as a digital teacher. Look for all these new ones and if you Google, there are many webinars. A lot of people are designing, are using generic applications to teach many things. That's what an innovative teacher should do, right? So generic applications, adaptation of the existing computer-based materials, not only computer, many other things, even apps on the mobile phone. It's extremely useful in language learning teaching when used in well-designed activities. So then we teachers should design it well. All right. For example, word processor. Word processor, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft PowerPoint, Microsoft apa benda ni tak tahu, called productivity tools. They are not meant for language learning, but of course we can use it for teaching and learning languages. So Microsoft Words, for example, you can use it for writing essays, but you can also use it to create for other writing genres. I think other writing activities like creating a newsletter, creating a brochure, you can do that. That's for language writing. PowerPoint, of course, you have learned in EDU 456 on how to create interactive learning and teaching material. Excel also you can use it for exercises. Let me show you an example how you can use Excel. Okay. Let me show you how you can use Excel. Mana dia? Alamak, tak ada dah. Alamak. Here. Okay, this is Excel. Microsoft. You learn how to use Excel, right? So this is created by one of my students a long time ago when we were still in section 17. He's probably married with 7 kids probably. So I taught them how to create interactive exercises using Microsoft Excel. I only taught them the formula, but he is so creative. He created this. Like this is a reading exercise about Mount Everest. So you read about Mount Everest. Now let's answer comprehension question. So this is a comprehension question. How high is Mount Everest? Let's say I put B. In what way does Mount Everest change annually? I don't know. I'm going to put C. Mount Everest is a mountain range called, okay, that one I know, Himalayas. Who wanted to climb Mount Everest because it's there? I'm just going to guess it's Edmund Hillary. First team to successfully reach the summit was, let's just guess, A. So, do you want to know how did you do? Oh, salah nak kena ni. Okay, result here. Try again. Better luck next time. Wrong answer. Correct. You did a good job. Correct. You did a good job. Incorrect. Sorry, but that is wrong. Correct. Correct answer to percentage 40%, grade D. But nevertheless, you pass. So this is all interactive multiple choice question, not interactive, with immediate answer just using Excel. You just need to create a formula there. This is the formula. I don't know, I don't think you can see it. You using the if formula. Are you good with Excel? Did you learn how to all this formula?
No.
Never mind. I'm not going to teach you because it takes it's a long time. It takes a long time. All right. Another form. We are still at generic. Another category of generic application is what we term as computer-mediated communication. Computer-mediated communication. CMC in short. What are examples of CMCs? Email, weblog, chat, discussion groups, SMS, and so on and so forth. We can use email for process writing approach, where we email blast our writing to everybody in that email group, and then they can comment. So that's then we can also create blogs and and students can write their essay. Everybody can comment. That's when peer editing, peer feedback, even chatting. Last time. Now we have a lot of messenger apps available, Line, WeChat, WhatsApp, Telegram. But long time ago, we had MRIC. Then we had Yahoo groups, but now we have so many online tools for discussion, collaborative work like Padlet, Trello, blah, 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 and so on, and SMS and so on. So these are generic tools. Here are more generic tools categorized as authoring packages. So why is it called authoring packages? These are all empty. We are the author. These are just platform. No content. We are the author. So we use this to create, to put in content. For example, Wix. You know Wix, right? Wix is used to create website. Weebly, you know Weebly, right? Weebly is to create website also. And these are all Adobe Creative Cloud. Have you heard of Adobe Creative Cloud?
Yes.
I think you students have access to some of the Adobe Creative Cloud, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, in one of the modules, I'll be showing you how to create digital storytelling using Adobe Spark. All right. Social media, Tumblr, Twitter, WhatsApp, this Spotify, these are Messenger, these are all not meant for language learning. That's why they are generic, but you can use it for language learning and language teaching. These are more example. Easily, Canva, these are things that this Giphy, whatever, is for to create 3D, if I'm not mistaken, or multimedia. But nevertheless, these are tools. Easily and Canva is to create infographic, which can use for language teaching. These are quiz tools for creating quizzes like Quizbin, Google Form, Quiz, Flip Quiz, Quizlet, and so on. And these are presentation tools, the Prezi, Slide Rocket, how tools. You have learned all this when you took EDU 456. So those are generic application. And now we go to call specific software and application. So these are programs specifically designed to promote, to teach, to practice language. For example, we have online pronunciation power to learn pronunciation, but you have to pay. There's a free one, a software, Hot Potatoes from Half Baked Software from University of Victoria in Canada. They created this tool for creating 5 kinds of exercises. J-close, J-match, J-mix, J-cross, and J-quiz. J-low je tak ada. J-close is for creating close passages. J-match is for creating matching exercises, match words and definition, pictures and something else. J-mix is for sentence reconstruction. J-cross is for crossword puzzle. J-quiz is for creating multiple choice question and a lot of other things. Okay, so the categories of software, core software application can be divided into 2. One is called content specific. The other is called content free. Why is it called content specific? Because it's specific to a topic, specific to a tool. Content is already there. You cannot change it. Content free software, no content. You as the user add content to it. Example of a content specific is pronunciation power. You cannot change it. You have to pay. So you just use the content. Hot Potatoes is content free because you can create your crossword puzzle using Hot Potatoes. Okay, let me demonstrate for a short while. The history, never mind, you can look at the history some other time. Let me demonstrate example of using Hot Potatoes. This is Hot Potatoes. Let's say I want to create, let's say a J-cross. Okay, I create the title, let's say animals. I put here C, A, T, cat. What animal start with an A?
N.
A, N, T. A, N, T. Any animal start with a T?
Tiger.
Tiger, correct. Tiger. G, E, R. Okay. Cat. Add clues. Cat. Oyen is one. People like to call orange cat Oyen. I don't know why. Oyen is one. Okay. tiger, a huge oyen. Okay. And workers, workers. So click OK. Okay. Save. Animals, save. Publish animals. So automatically, hot potatoes, you are the content. You just give this file to your student. You can even send this file through Telegram. Student can do this exercise, this crossword puzzle from their handphone. For example, you click number 1, clue is here, oyen is 1, then you type cat, enter cat. Clue number 2, and workers, A and T, enter. And T, huge oyen and tiger. And check 100% score. So that's an example of call software, specific call software. Hot potato is one. I'll be showing you how to use this whenever there's time. All right, because for example, actually, your third learning activity for this week is this. Okay. This is actually to create a closed passage or a get fill exercise using JClose from Hot Potatoes. So to download this is free. You don't need to pay. Just click on the image, then go to Hot Potato. It will take you to this page and go here and download. Hot Potato 7.0 installer, download. Then just follow the instruction. Make sure you choose English as a language, and then you can start using Hot Potatoes. Very simple, straightforward. And so on. Even you can attach it to some website. The only problem with Hot Potatoes, if you are using Mac, anybody here using Mac or Apple, using not Apple, laptop, Mac laptop, anybody?
Yes, doctor.
And then you cannot do anything. You can download, but you cannot create anything. It is not friendly to Mac, okay? Apple computer. It's only friendly to Windows. Okay. So here, after you download, you can, I've summarized what Hot Potatoes can do. In fact, I wanted to do this to show you how to create close activity, how to create get fill exercise, and also close passage based on this article on Ferdinand Magellan. Okay, all right. Any question? Because it's already 4 o'clock. No question. Okay, I'll see you on the 26th, not next week. Next week is a holiday. People want to rentas negeri this weekend. Sambung cuti Monday until Sunday. Okay, so I'll see you on the 26th. So now let me, enroll those who have not been enrolled. All you need to do is just type your email in. Type your email in the chat box, so I can put it. And those who are not been invited, others who have been invited already in, I'll see you next week. The following week. Bye bye. Goodbye. Assalamualaikum. Get lost.
Thank you, doctor.
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 Okay, bye.
Bye bye. Have a nice